You want to make people say, what is that? And once they go participate in it, they say, I love this. The most important thing I found on the communication side is to keep in mind a specific person or people that you're communicating to. We had a moment where communication became difficult outward towards families, and that's why it's important to make sure that you're prioritizing how you communicate. If you're prioritizing communicating outward towards families and losing on communicating with each other, then it puts residents at risk. So we've put communication in a hierarchy that's team member to team member, crucially important, team member to resident, right alongside that, and then team member to family, all equally important. But what we saw with COVID was, what if we don't have the ability to communicate out and only have to choose between communicating out or communicating in? So we prioritize those, and it helped us with the decision matrix with anything that arose.
Get to know the resident at a personal level, build a relationship with them, hear their stories, hear what makes them laugh, what makes them tick off, what makes them excited about life, and then try to implement that into this life in this season that they're living in now.
I can say that when our residents move in those doors, they come here to thrive.
I think the clinical experience here is different than any other place. We build relationships with the residents. The team is encouraged to spend time with them and getting to know them. That way, when they come to work, they know Mrs. Smith and they know Mr. Johnson, and they get to hang out with them for the day.
It's important for us to talk with the families, have fun with the residents, and focus more on an active life, not so much on, did you get your medicine, which is really important to me. And I think it's important to the families, especially during times like this.
So we do something where we track how long a pendant is pressed before it's being answered, and we consistently strive to make sure that that time is very low. We also use holistic approaches, and a lot of people talk about falls, and I'm here to tell you that residents do fall. It's what we do in another capacity that makes sure that we help them not to.
We have Amazon Echoes, the Echo Dots. We use a lot of our iPhones, iPads, so we can be in constant communications with the families, especially when they can't hug them, touch them, love on them, to be able to have at least a face-to-face interaction.
I'm not really sure in the long run what normal looks like, and spending much time considering what normal is going to look like, considering what the world's gone through in the last year, I don't know how much it helps. What we do know is what's happening right now and what's happening in the near future. And so making decisions, it's important to make it through principled filters. And one of the principles that we're deeply anchored into is that we were created to live in community. So the beauty about living in community is it's changing the form and what that looks like. And it's not just in the virtual format.